And that is it. We have done so much here. We have cleaned our audio. We've gotten rid of extraneous parts. We've moved it around. We have added music. We have managed that music effectively so it's not overpowering our voices. We have used the envelope tool to create these divots in which our audio and music, our voice and music can come together. We've added fades at the beginning and the end in order to bring people in gently and let them out gently of our podcast. Now, let's export it. So this is the final step. Everything should be saved along the way as your Audacity project file. But finally, we are going to go to File, Export. And since this is our final, we are going to export it as an MP3. It will ask us where we want to save this and what we want to save it as. The default for those things is usually the metadata from any track that it can find. Down here, and you save it as an MP3 file, quality of 320 kilobits per second is great. That's what we want. And this channel mode as joint stereo is perfectly fine. We are going to click Save. And it will say your tracks will be mixed down and exported as one stereo file. Again, this is why it is important to be saving your Audacity project as a .aup, Audacity project file throughout your time working on it, because that saves separate tracks of everything. If I open up that Audacity project file again, I will get these 4 tracks that I can mess with independently. When I mix things down and export at the end, I'm not going to be able to separate out this music from my talking again. It won't be able to be done. So it's important to realize that if you keep exporting hits, you will not be able to undo certain changes. But since this is the end, this is exactly what I want. I want a music file that somebody can listen to, not an Audacity project file that somebody can't open. When you click OK, it's going to ask you about metadata. It pulls this metadata from whatever track that you have imported that has it. So the Ketsa track Get Ready that I've given to you is from the freemusicarchive.org. It is under a Creative Commons license so that we can use it without any problems here. That's why I picked it for this. You can go ahead and change this if you would like. You can make it whatever you want. And once you have it all set with what you want, you can go ahead and click OK, and it will start the export process. It should just take a few seconds. If it looks like it's taking like an hour, then something has gone wrong. But even up to, I would say, a 20-minute podcast should only take about 1 minute to export. Once that's exported, you can open up that audio file. And here it is. Here's our final podcast. And you can see it's now just one stream of audio. And if we listen to it, we'll get our music, we'll get our introduction right around here, we'll get some more music, back to our body, our outro, and then we will end with that music. And you can even see those fades at the beginning and end to really polish the podcast. So there are quite a bit of steps involved in creating a podcast, getting all of your vocal tracks together, cleaning them up, making sure all of their levels are appropriate, deleting anything you don't want, moving things around, getting your song to line up with where you want it to be, mixing that music together with everything, and then finally exporting it. And you should be listening to your track along the way, making sure it sounds right to you when you're wearing headphones, because sometimes your eyes can deceive you in the waveform. You think you know what it sounds like because of how wide the waveform is, for example, but you really need to be listening to it throughout that entire time. So there is a lot of steps here, but if you follow them and if you are able to stick to them, it won't take too much time. None of these steps is particularly time intensive. And at the end, you'll have a really nice, well put together podcast.